We very recently got a brand new Dead Island 2 trailer, and this is an extended gameplay reveal, going over about 15 minutes of Dead Island 2 raw gameplay. Of course, this is from the game when it was still in development, which it does say at the beginning, but either way, this is pretty much what we're going to be getting, and this is, 15 minutes of Dead Island 2 gameplay, and in today's video, we're going to be going over everything that you missed within this trailer. And of course, if you haven't watched it, then this is basically going over most of the parts of this trailer, and of course, if you have watched it, there's going to be things here that you didn't notice when you first went through this trailer. Now, to easily go through this, I think the best thing to do is to obviously go over to YouTube and go through this trailer ourselves. So let's head over and watch this trailer now. So here we are, and this is the trailer. This is on the Dead Island 2 channel, and this is the extended gameplay reveal in 4K. Obviously, well, you won't quite be seeing it in 4K, but either way, this is the extended gameplay reveal for the game. Now, we're not just going to go ahead and watch it, since it's pretty pointless, but we're going to be skimming through and sort of looking at the points that you probably definitely missed. Now, first of all, right off the bat, as you can see here, this is a hotel, I believe. We have just come out of a hotel. I think that is where they have just exited. Straight away, we can obviously see there's been, certainly been an event over here, and as you can see, we are holding a melee weapon. We have a knife in hand, and in the bottom left and the bottom right, actually, you can sort of see some of the UI. Now, this could change slightly throughout the, the game's life, but either way, it looks like this is, I believe, going to be throwables, or it's either going to be consumable items, and then over here, of course, you've got your weapon in hand, and obviously it's displaying a knife, which is what you have. Now, interestingly, over here you can see evacuation point A and bring only what you need. Something pretty cool there, a pretty cool detail, something we certainly wouldn't have seen in the first Dead Island. And over here, as you can see, there is a zombie eating out of a bin. A really cool detail there, and I'm sure since this is a very modern game, we're going to be getting a lot of that. And also at the top of the screen, you can also see the rest of the UI here. You've of course got your navigation system, which is a pretty standard navigation system we see in a lot of games, obviously, showing you where the mission is taking you, and of course you have got this sort of, where there's going to be maybe a hidden collectible or something like that, and over here you've got your health and, your general ammunition stats and everything like that. Well, it's pretty cool, so it looks like there's not going to be a mini-map really, but instead it's going to be a thing at the top. I have no issues with that personally, I think that's fine, and as you can see here, the graphics are insane, to be honest. Obviously, there's a chance they could look worse, there's a chance they could look better in the actual game, and straight away here, we're getting details of the game already. Now, interestingly, you're noticing sort of, static waves, really, of sort of electricity that have been used, and as you can see here, that is the way zombies are interacting with the environment. A really, really cool detail, in my opinion. Something we don't tend to see within games, especially zombie games, is them interacting with the environment like that. For example, in Dying Light 2, we don't really get to stuff like that. A lot of people have been comparing this game to Dying Light 2, which I can see why, they're fairly similar games in some ways, and yeah, obviously that's something I don't think we really see in Dying Light 2. I've personally played that game, and that's not something I noticed. And straight away here, as you can see, we are being introduced to the combat in the game. Some really cool combat there. The way that the character interacts with the weapons and then to attack the zombies, as you can see there, that was sort of a scissor kick to the zombie. Really cool interactions that we'll be able to use within the game. I think that's really, really clean. It's not just, spamming button mashing that we usually get with some games. There's some really detailed interactions, and the way the gore and everything pans out works really well. As you can see there, we are actually having to time our attacks with the zombie. So if I just go back here, I'm just going to put this into a lower playback speed. You actually are able to see sort of an interesting thing, in my opinion, that's definitely going to make the combat slightly better. So first of all, of course, you're dodging there, and then he actually goes to grab the, as you can see, he hit X, which I assume this is on an Xbox, and as you can see, he grabs the zombie, and then you actually have to time your attack. Something pretty cool there. That happens very quickly, so you probably missed that. A pretty cool detail there that obviously is going to be a good interaction with combat, in my opinion. Of course, with the zombies, you've got the level. That was a level 4 zombie, and as you can see top left, that is your level. So as you progress through the game, you'll level up, making it easier to defeat certain zombies. And we're not sure at the moment if zombies match your level. For example, in some games, whatever the level you are, they will sort of be within that range, or it might be that they'll always stay level 4. Something pretty cool there. And there's also different types of zombies, of course. For example, that was a shambler zombie, and as you can see, there is another sign here, a pretty cool detail, and once again we're getting these sort of shockwaves on the ground. This time it's on the ground. Pretty cool detail, so I assume a player, if they were to walk over that, it's going to cause you some damage. So yeah, that's something pretty cool there. And once again, right here, we're getting some more cool interactions within the game. Really, really cool combat, in my opinion. And of course, there's a variety of weapons you can use. Something really, really awesome. And of course, here here, we are getting the interaction with a water pipe, which you can use within the game. And also you're using that water pipe valve, and something really, yeah, a really cool interaction within the game. And obviously with it being another 2023 title, I would expect there to be all of this. And yeah, as you can see, we have now got a gun, and there was a game is saving there. And then, as you see here, it now displays a weapon, or the weapon icon within the bottom right, instead of the knife that we did see before. So, on screen now, you can see the weapon wheel for Dead Island 2, something you'll probably use a fair bit, since you're going to want to switch up your weapons quite a bit. So first of all, you have the ability to drop your weapons. A pretty cool addition there. Let's say that, you know, your weapon wheel's getting pretty clogged up, and you've got loads of weapons you're never using, since, you know, they may not be powerful enough as you progress through the game. Then of course you can drop the weapon. Then you actually have the option here to use your flashlight. That's separate to the weapon wheel. Pretty cool feature there for dark areas. And then over here it will display the stats of the weapon. For example, here we have the hammer, and it is got a high damage. It's got a pretty, you know, pretty poor force. The speed isn't great, and its max durability isn't great either. But of course that's displaying the stats, and of course it's got its overall power there. And of course they have their sort of, you know, their rarity up there as well. This is a rare weapon, and of course the color will change depending on that. But either way, of course the power is the main thing to focus on really, since you can compare certain weapons, certain hammers for example, and go for the one with the highest power. And of course all of these are different categories. You've got your sort of throwable weapons and your gadgets here, and then you've got your melee weapons, and of course a lot of the guns are going to be melee based within this game. And then of course you've got your guns there, sorry, a lot of your weapons will be melee based, and then you have your guns there and your ammunition. But it is also worth noting that your ammunition is probably going to be pretty, you know, pretty scarce. You're going to want to make sure that you are utilizing your ammo where you can. So on screen now you can see different weapon upgrades that you can purchase within the game. Each weapon does have upgrades. So as you can see, this upgrade right here will take this weapon power level right up. It's going to take it from 190 to 231, a pretty significant increase there. So of course weapon upgrades are going to be available within Dead Island 2, and it's going to be certain perks and everything like that that you can of course equip to these as well. But this isn't going to come cheap. You are going to need certain parts to do this, and you're going to need certain amounts of money as well. And of course some of these I believe are going to be locked behind a level. That's not really been properly confirmed, but it is a possibility. So yeah, as you can see, you can upgrade your weapons within Dead Island 2. And on screen now you can see another example of a melee weapon within the game. Something really varied here. We're seeing a lot of this static sort of electricity, something that I think maybe that's going to play a pretty big part within the game. And yeah, the pretty cool interesting feature there that maybe, yeah, something worth noting, that we're going to be seeing a lot of that electricity. So in a second on screen you are going to see a crusher, and this is a level 8 zombie, and as you can see the character is level 9, as you can see top left, and we are getting higher level zombies now. And as you can see, this is a different type of zombie within the game, and as you know, attack this zombie, it's going to become weaker. But either way, I just wanted to show that this is another type of zombie you can get within the game, since they really do vary. And as you get to a higher level, you'll find that the variety increases with these zombies. And they have also just picked up a circuit breaker, which they're going to place here, and a pretty cool feature there. You are going to be able to get circuit breakers to complete certain puzzles and unlock certain areas within the game, something you might not have noticed. Something else pretty cool is that you can actually attract zombies to certain areas. As you can see here, they have just thrown a throwable, and that has put blood over there, and it has attracted these zombies over there, which is pretty cool, and it completely distracts them and doesn't make them aware of your position. And of course eventually that explodes, and then they are all gone. An easy way to take out a massive herd of zombies, if of course you encounter something like this. And you're also going to notice bottom right that you can pick up weapons and you can pick up cash throughout the game. You don't just sort of earn that, you can actually loot that as well. A pretty cool feature there that you can see on the screen. So on screen now you are seeing ability cards within the game. Now these ability cards might actually play a fairly big role. Of course you've got different categories. You've got your abilities, you've got your survivor, your slayer, and your Newman. All of these are going to be certain cards which will give you certain perks within the game, certain types of attacks, etc, everything like that. We see this within games, but obviously this is a sort of Dead Island 2 twist to it, and you've got different art within each of these, and all of these are different categories. For example here, these are the skills and these abilities. So yeah, pretty cool stuff, and these are obviously going to be able to change throughout the game, and for certain, you know, certain areas you might want to equip certain cards. Something cool and something worth noting there. So top left of the screen you might notice something right there. It says a fury mode. This is basically a sort of ultimate ability within the game, and as you progress through the game and you know, learn more attacks, and as you attack zombies and take less damage, damage, this is going to grow, and eventually it's going to reach a full circle. Once that happens, you unlock the Fury mode, and you can use it within the game, and you're going to see that right here. As you can see, it's sort of an ultimate ability basically, and you're going to be one-hitting zombies. It's going to increase your speed, your overall agility, and your damage, of course, making it easy to take out a massive wave of zombies. And as you kill zombies, the actual circle increases and it goes down less. It will increase, so giving you more time with it. So it basically allows you to take out the entire herd of zombies, and then of course it will deplete. Something really cool there, and definitely something that's going to be useful throughout the game. So something you're about to see on screen now is something pretty cool, and it's called interaction with zombies. As you can see right now, a zombie jumps out of an area, and then you have to then go and kill it. Something pretty cool, a pretty cool interaction, and then you can actually go into that area and loot the area. Like I said, you'll be able to find parts, and you won't just be earning them, if that makes sense. But a pretty cool interaction with zombies, and as you can see there, you actually do have a pretty cool weapon there with a pretty cool scope. Another pretty cool thing that you might have missed within the game. But yeah, overall, the interactions with zombies are going to be outstanding within the game. Since it is a modern game, a modern zombie game, you would expect that, to be honest. So obviously on screen now, you can see a massive fire, and obviously you're not going to be able to just walk through that. And well, this person right here, they just use a throwable, and they are able to deplete that entire fire. A pretty cool feature there that I'm sure you'll definitely use, something you might have missed. So there we go, that was everything that you probably missed within the Dead Island 2 extended gameplay reveal. So that does just about wrap up things here. Yeah, that was everything that you probably missed within that trailer. Personally, I think that reveal was really cool when it showed off loads of the game, and I'm really hyped for this release on the 21st of April. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it down in the comments below though, and what you think of Dead Island 2, and if you'll be getting the game. Now, I have done a video a bit like this, but instead I'm going over everything we know so far about Dead Island 2, and if you're interested in watching that, then the link to that video is on the screen now, and you can go ahead and join me over there.